Okay, we're going to talk about how rocks, or I'm going to talk about how rocks are used in places you might see. The reading that we did talked about the pyramids, and they're primarily made out of limestone. And if you take a look at the type of rock you're going to use, you need to take a look at what is it used for, how long is it going to be around, and the pyramids are primarily made out of limestone. And limestone, and that's chemical limestone, and it works great for as a building because it's durable, um, and it's easy to be worked with. Um, you can cut it into um, you can't see that, but you can see how this was cut. Um, and they obviously didn't use a power saw like that to build the pyramids, but it's relatively durable. Depending upon where you've been, some of you may have seen a limestone basement. My grandma Mary, in the house that she lived in, had a limestone basement. Um, and these are just some pictures from the internet. And limestone is nice because it can be cut and formed into a shape. And one of the problems with limestone is it has a high calcium content. And calcium, when reacts with an acid, this is limestone chips
And so
create
this is what happens
vinegar.
when there's limestone with the vinegar. There's a reaction that occurs, and you can see the bubbling is really, really different. This is a
So, and some of you might go, well, you don't have to worry about that because, how many people are going to be pouring limestone in their basement or on the pyramids? But the thing that you have to understand is when carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, it creates carbonic acid. And if you'd like pop, Diet Dew, nectar of the gods, the reason why flat pop tastes so different is because the carbon dioxide is out of it. And that's the carbonic acid, and that is a flavoring. So when you add carbon dioxide to water, you get carbonic acid. And carbonic acid will slowly break down limestone. And right now, when we have higher concentrations of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, that means that our rainwater is more acidic, um, and that's acid rain, and we have more things that are taking place. So limestone is very common, or was. Let me rephrase that. Was very common. And if we take a look at around Fairmont, I am not quite for sure what specific type of rock the Red Rock um, Center for the Arts is, but I know that it's naturally red. It's not painted or anything like that. And down here is what it looked like prior to many of you remembering. It was in really, really tough shape at one point in time. Our courthouse is also the exterior is made of rock. Once again, I don't know what type of rock, but it does have some redder type rock, which makes me wonder if this redder type rock came from something similar to the Red Rock Center. And here's one that I should have taken pictures earlier. But this is from Gomsrud. And this is, I'm on the edge of the ice looking in, and over here is the channel. And here's the channel. And all of this rock that's around there is quartzite. And it came from New Ulm. And it is a very durable rock. Now, this is used, it's technically called riprap, to keep the erosion from happening. And you might go, well, why don't we just build buildings out of this? Well, one drawback about this is the harder, more durable the stone is, the tougher it is to work with. Now, this is a metamorphic rock. this was sandstone that was metamorphized into quartzite. And for some of you, if we take a look at marble, marble is also a metamorphic rock. And this metamorphic rock was limestone. And I just went out and found some pictures. This is the Taj Mahal. It's white. I guess I didn't know prior to this. If you would have said, what's the Taj Mahal made out of, I wouldn't have known it was marble, but very durable rock. I had the opportunity to go to Alcatraz. And if you ever get to go to Alcatraz, the weird thing is it's an island made up of sandstone. And when I think of sandstone, I'm thinking of something that's not going to be that durable. But this is the island of Alcatraz, and it was a prison. And you can see that it's sandstone. And I just had a tough time believing that this sandstone held up that well. But I guess most of the area in that region of California is sandstone. So, and this is plants growing into the side of Alcatraz. And when we take a look at, if you watched my video on sedimentary rocks, and I was all pumped up that I had something cool here, but it's not cool, it's just a brick. When we take a look at bricks, they are, for the most part, a sedimentary rock. Although some people might say that the brick itself would be considered metamorphic because it's glazed, it's put into a kiln and cooked. But one of the things that has to be done is called tuck pointing, and the cement that is around the brick needs to be, for the most part, ground out and new cement put in. Like our high school, they would go around and do areas of it. And this is the before and that's the after. And so even as a man-made sedimentary rock, it needs to be fixed. Now, this here, I'm not quite for sure. It kind of looks like they just went over it, which isn't good. You need to get that other stuff, the older stuff out. And when we take a look at a sedimentary rock for a building component, this is a building in Fairmont, and I don't want to say where it is, but the exterior of their building is sandstone. And even down here, you can see that this sandstone is weathering, and people have carved their names or stuff into it. It looks really cool, but unfortunately, it doesn't hold up very well. Now, I don't know how old this building is, but it looks good, but it's not going to hold up very long. So this is where you might see rocks in our community or being used for building. So have an awesome day.